Hi boys and girls, I wanted to read you a story today called Butterflies. Discover the ever-changing world of these colorful insects. And this is a Time for Kids book. So as we go through this, I want you to think about what makes this butterfly an insect. So try to think about, what does a butterfly have to have in order to be an insect? Here's my title page, and I have my table of content. This is a nonfiction book because it's all about factual things. So here, if I wanted to know about how butterflies migrate, I would go to page 18. So table of contents helps you find information in a book. Flying flowers. This is a swallowtail butterfly. Flutter, flutter. Something colorful glistens in the meadow. Is it a flower? No, it's a butterfly. Its butterfly wings flutter in the air. This creature is one of the insect's world's biggest show-off. I think he must be a show-off because he just flies and tries to show everybody his body. Here, this is called the blue morpho, and he lives in the rainforest of Central and South America. Butterflies and moths belong to the same group of insects. Short hairs called scales cover their wings like powder. Some scales can even make the wings appear to shimmer. Butterflies are usually more brightly colored than a moth. So here, if you were to look under a microscope, that is what their wings would look like. Isn't that amazing? Here tells you how we know that this butterfly is an insect. Take a close look at a butterfly. Butterflies are active during the day. They hold their wings straight up while resting. There are nearly 20,000 different types of butterflies. So if I was to look at this butterfly, it says that this butterfly has two wings that are called forewings and two wings that are called hind wings. Now, in order for it to be an insect, all insects have a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. That means 3 body parts. All insects have 3 body parts. All insects also have 6 legs, and they also have 2 antennas. This butterfly has something called a proboscis, and the butterflies use their long coiled tongues to sip water or nectar from the flowers, and the fancy name for their tongue is called a proboscis. So that's what makes this butterfly an insect. The life of a butterfly begins in an egg. Butterflies lay eggs one at a time or in a cluster. They lay their eggs only on plants that caterpillars like to eat. Can you guys guess why? Why would they want to lay them there? You're right. It says that's because when an egg hatches, a caterpillar comes out and their food's right there. They start to eat that leaf. Look how tiny the eggs are. Watch out, it says. The caterpillar is tiny when it hatches. Then it begins to eat and eat. It can eat many times its own body weight every day. Caterpillars shed their skin several times. This is called molting. So when he grows, he needs a bigger skin, so he molts. He grows more, and he needs a bigger skin, so he molts more. But caterpillars must be careful. It is a dangerous world for them. Can you look at the picture and tell me why? You're right. Most end up as a meal for a bug, frogs, or other insects. That would be part of the food chain we talked about. That caterpillar is getting eaten by that bird. Well, because of the food chain. That bird needs to eat. Now, I think this is pretty amazing for a caterpillar to do this. If you look at the picture here, you see that sticky stuff? That's how he's attaching himself to the leaf, hanging upside down. Hanging out, the chrysalis may hang on a twig for weeks or even a month, and the wind doesn't blow it away because it's so strong it stays there. One day, the caterpillar looks for a safe spot to make a home. Then it sheds its skin one last time. That means it molts one more time. And with the help of a special mouth part called spinnerets, it attaches itself to a plant, twig, or a leaf. And the caterpillar makes a case called a chrysalis. And as I said, he hangs upside down. And their sticky spinneret spun something so sticky that the wind doesn't even blow it away. Then, here you can see, the chrysalis changes. It goes from this, the butterfly metamorphosis here, and finally he comes out of his chrysalis. So here it says, inside the chrysalis, an amazing change takes place. It is called metamorphosis. First, the chrysalis turns almost clear, then it splits open, and the butterfly struggles to get out. And soon, it flies away. This is showing you, this is the biggest butterfly. He's 12 inches long. And this is the smallest butterfly, less than half an inch. Pretty small, huh? Migrating monarchs. Every year, as many as 500 million monarchs make a long, dangerous journey south. Their migration begins at the end of summer, and they need to find a new home for winter. So that's why they're migrating, because it's too cold here. Monarchs in California will actually head south, more to Southern California, down where it stays warmer. So butterflies migrate, and on their path they will spend the winter in a forest of fir trees. It is a perfect place to rest because the air is cool and moist. For more than 4 months, hundreds of millions of monarchs flock in the trees. The monarchs rest and they wait for winter to end, and then they begin their journey. How far? They might go all the way from Canada all the way to Mexico. And we're over here in the United States. Monarchs are long, distant travelers. It can take one monarch up to 60 days to reach his winter home. Some travel as far as 3,000 miles. That's very far. In the spring, the monarchs begin the journey back north. That means they're going to come back up to where we live. Some are now more than 6 months old. This generation of monarchs lives longer than others. Most monarchs only live for about a month. Now, the monarch butterfly is the butterfly that I think, are also growing. Or ours might be called painted ladies, actually. But monarchs are very famous butterflies. Along the route, monarchs lay eggs and they die. Caterpillars hatch from these eggs, and the butterflies that develop, they continue the trip. So when those caterpillars hatch, these guys say, hey, I'm going to go finish the trip that my mom or my dad was on. Look at the eggs again. It's summertime. Northern areas were once again filled with monarchs. These are the great-great-grandchildren of the butterflies that made the long journey to Mexico. Soon it will be time for monarchs to head south. How do they know their way? Scientists are working to find the answer. You might also wonder, well, they hatch, how do they know where to go? Scientists are still searching for that answer. Somehow, these animals just know what to do. Here's another picture of some long living butterflies. Look at this butterfly. All butterflies have symmetry. Whatever's on this side is also going to be on this side. Can you guess why this butterfly has 2 dots that look like eyes? You're right. It has 2 eyes so that it might look like danger and it might scare away an enemy. Look at this butterfly here. As I was telling you, everything that's on this side is on this side. That is called symmetry. Maybe you could draw a butterfly. And if you do, make sure whatever's on the right wing is also on the left wing so that you can find your line of symmetry. 100 years ago, there were more butterflies than today. Many species are endangered or extinct. We need to work to keep butterflies in our world. So you could make a butterfly garden, plant some colorful flowers, and maybe butterflies will come to your house. This says, did you know? Butterflies live everywhere except Antarctica. It's probably too cold there, huh? Butterflies cannot fly unless the temperature is above 60 degrees. So check the temperature before you go outside and see if it's above 60. Maybe you could go on a butterfly hunt. Most butterflies fly at a speed of about 5 miles an hour, but some can fly 30 miles per hour. That is fast as your mom and dad drive a car. Some male butterflies are often so busy finding a girl butterfly that they don't have time to eat. Many adult butterflies sip nectar from flowers. They help spread pollen from the flower to flower. This helps flowers make seeds. So butterflies are pollinators. Helps our beautiful flowers and also fruits and vegetables continue to grow with the pollen. So as I close my book, I have some thinking. I was trying to think about what the different parts of the butterfly make it an insect. Do you remember what they were? And maybe you could go tell somebody. You're right. 3 body parts, a head, a thorax, and an abdomen, 6 legs, 2 antennas, and 2 upper wings and 2 lower wings for this butterfly. So, go tell your learning, tell someone at home what butterflies have that make them an insect. Okay, friends, until next time, take care. Bye.